I have the honor and the privilege of introducing our keynote speaker for today. That would be Dr. Christina Gómez, who is an associate professor of sociology and Latino and Latin American studies at Northeastern Illinois University in Chicago. Her research focuses on race relations, discrimination, and immigration. Her book, Mi Vida, Mi Voz, Latino College Students Tell Their Stories, is an edited anthology of 15 essays written by students about growing up Latino in the United States that blends personal, anecdotal, political, and cultural viewpoints. She has published numerous articles on Latino identity, skin color and discrimination, and Latino education. She has received many prizes and fellowships, including a Henry Luce Foundation Scholars Fellowship, a National Science Foundation Fellowship, and a Social Science Research Council grant. She received an MBA from the University of Chicago Booth School of Business and her Ph.D. in sociology from Harvard. Let's run her for president. Her current research examines undocumented university students in the Chicagoland area. And I just want to add a note that Dr. Jason Zingsheim, who's in the audience, raise your hand, Jason, actually brought Dr. Gómez here in March. They did Lines in the Sand. So we would like to welcome you back to Governor State University.
Thank you very much for that very, very nice introduction. Welcome, everybody. Good morning. It's great to be here. I love GSU. I think it's a hidden treasure on the south side of Chicago that more of us have to come and see. It's really terrific, and it's great that you all can come here early this morning to be with us. Again, thank you for joining us, and this promises to be a really exciting and productive symposium. But first, let me begin with a few thank yous. Thank you very much to President Maiman for joining us today, for supporting this program. It's been terrific, and for all the help that all the GSU departments and programs have helped us with these last couple of months in running this program, which has taken a lot of work. I also want to thank Title V and Morton College for their partnership in the Cooperative Grant for Faculty and Development Program, and also to the GSU Faculty Development Committee. Many faculty here were involved. You came to many meetings where we hashed out details, and so we really appreciate all the work you did. And also a very special thanks to the Latino Center for Excellence, and especially to Carlos Cantu and to Monica Teixeira for all their hard work, their enthusiasm, the many phone calls and many emails that we sent each other throughout these last couple of months. Thank you so much. Muchas gracias, Carlos and Monica. So let me begin today. My title of my address this morning, and it works well with the symposium, is Retention and Diversity in the 21st Century. And we've heard these terms a lot. And we all know, of course, that the changing demographics of our students are shifting rapidly across the United States and here in Illinois. We are changing not only racially and ethnically, but also in terms of religious diversity, in terms of our students' age. We have students who are 18-year-olds, we have students who are 65-year-old, all in the same classroom, all learning together. We have students of different physical abilities, and we all come together in what we hope to be a very inclusive and very supportive university. But today specifically, I want to address the changing demographics of the Latino population in the United States and here in Illinois, and about how this will impact higher education and why we need to be concerned about their recruitment, their retention, and their integration in higher education at all levels of the university. As we have heard by now, Latinos are the largest minority group in the United States. And although this is often stated, and for many of us who go to conferences, we hear this time and time again, rarely is there a discussion about what this really means for our university and what we can do about this to help them be integrated more in higher education. As a teacher and as a researcher, I always begin with what I call, and I tell the students, is my literature review. What do we know about this already? What can we learn about what currently has already been happening? We need to define our terms. We need to look for correlations and connections with other variables. And so I approach this in a very similar vein today. I think about other similar situations that might speak to what's currently happening and as we look to our future and see the changing demographics, and especially the increase in the Latino population, and how important it is that we understand this group's diversity, because it is a very diverse group, and the challenges that they face, since they will continue to be part of the United States. They are now, and they will be in the future. Furthermore, I think, unlike the bitter and divisive politics that we've been seeing in Arizona and that we've been reading about in our newspapers, I really do believe that in Illinois, we understand that finding and stressing commonalities will make us stronger and will benefit all of us. But in order for us to be united and to work together, we need to better understand each other, understand this population, and understand as educators how we might better help each other achieve our goals and our dreams. So let me begin, as I often do with my courses at the university, with a general information and then move into specifics to talk about what exactly is going on here in Illinois and in Chicago specifically. So if I could make this work. According to the U.S. Census, our nation will be more racially and ethnically diverse, as well as much older by mid-century, by 2050. Minorities, now roughly 1/3 of the U.S. population, are expected to become the majority by 2042, with the nation projected to be 54% minority by 2050. But by 2023, which is only 13 years from now, minorities will comprise more than half of all children. It's pretty interesting. It means a lot for us who are teaching how we look at our classroom. It's going to be a very different landscape. In 2030, which is only 20 years away, when all the baby boomers will be 65 and older, nearly 1 in 5 U.S. residents is expected to be 65 and older. And this age group is projected to increase to 88.5 million in 2050, more than doubling the number we are today. And unfortunately, that includes me. So a lot of us are going to be a lot older post-65 and not too far. Similarly, the 85 years of age and older population is expected to more than triple to about 19 million in 2050. So the population is growing racially diverse. We're also becoming an older population, and that's going to change a lot about how we do things in everyday life. But in particular, the Latino population is projected to nearly triple and reach approximately 133 million individuals by 2050. That's amazing. By 2050, let me just repeat that, there are going to be 133 million individuals who identify as Latino in the United States. Its share of the nation's population is projected to double, from 15%, which is what it's about today, to 30% in 2050. Thus, nearly 1 in 3 U.S. residents will be a Latino or Latina individual. 1 in 3. For other groups, the growth is a little bit more modest. For the Black population, it's projected to increase from 41 million, or about 14%, to approximately 66 million, or about 15 or 16% by 2050. That growth is much smaller in the U.S. The Asian population is expected to climb from 15.5 million people to 41 million. It's a big growth, but they're a smaller group, or to about 5%, which they are today, to about 9% by mid-century.